Hey friends, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do my August Plan a Card with Me video. This has been a monthly series, I think this entire year so far. You guys seem to really enjoy these videos. It's more of like a behind the scenes look at what happens before my usual videos. So it's the entire planning process and brainstorming and just coming up with a card concept. And then the second video will be the completion of the card. That's the way I've been structuring this series. And so far it's been a really good response to these. So I'm just going to continue doing it until you guys aren't enjoying it anymore. So today I am kind of just trying to decide what company I want to use. I've been having a struggle lately trying to figure out what else I can use. Unfortunately, several of the companies whose stamps I own have recently closed their doors. So there's well, Reverse Confetti has been closed for a while, W+9 has been closed for a while, Heffy Doodle just closed. It's like companies are just, it's not feasible for them to be in business any longer, which is so sad. And then a lot of the companies whose stuff I do have, like Avery L and what else? There's a few others, but a lot of their stuff that I have is retired. I haven't really bought any new supplies in quite a while, other than for the two design teams I'm on, so Lawn Fawn, and actually for Hello Bluebird I don't have to purchase anything. Everything is sent to me. Lawn Fawn sends me a sample and then I purchase extra things as well. But anyway, I have not purchased anything in quite a while because I am saving up for a big trip this fall that I'm really excited about, and I just have been kind of on a spending freeze lately. So I don't really have much that's new other than for the two companies that I design for. And Hello Bluebird, I've just created 4 videos using their new July kit. I'm still waiting for word on what will be for August. And then I also have the overview of that entire release, and I also had 2 other cards that I didn't have videos for, but I showed you guys in that overview video. And Lawn Fawn is tricky for me to be able to do a plan a card with you because I am either doing a challenge for lawn fanatics or I'm doing a video for the Lawn Fawn YouTube channel, and I can't reveal what those are ahead of time. So I can't really plan out a card with you because then you would see what I'm doing. So I've got to use another company, and I think I'm going to go with Sunny Studio today. I used to be on their design team for a short time a couple of years ago, and I really did enjoy it. It just got to be too much for me to handle all the different design teams. Back then I was also working with MFT, and so I did step down at the end of the term, but I still really do love their products, and I haven't used them on my channel in quite a while, so I think that's what I'm going to do today. So let me show you the stamp sets that I'm thinking of using. So I'm kind of torn between the Best Fishes stamp set and the Savannah Safari. So we've got some underwater scenes and we have some jungle animals. And then whichever one that I go with, I thought maybe I could use the tropical scenes with the different backgrounds. So we've got the underwater scene here, and then we also have some tropical foliage and a palm tree that would work with the Savannah Safari. So I'm kind of torn and having a hard time deciding between these. It is still fully summer here, and summer is my absolute favorite season, and so I'm leaning toward the Best Fishes. But then again, I have done quite a few summer cards already this season, and I wonder if you guys are getting tired of it, if you're ready for me to move on to something else. So I'm really not sure what to do, but I think I want to go with the Best Fishes. I think it would be really fun to color in all of this coral and the different plant life at the bottom of the ocean. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. If you would have chosen the Savannah Safari, let me know in the comments, and maybe I can do that in an upcoming video for you guys. Also, I did want to mention that I did break down and make a couple of purchases, just 2 very small purchases with 2 different companies, because I was just having such a hard time coming up with ideas, and I just needed some new supplies in my craft room. So I did go ahead and place 2 small orders. If you're interested in seeing what I picked up and seeing a haul video, let me know. Like I said, it's not a huge haul. It wouldn't be a huge haul, but if you're interested in seeing what I picked up and hearing my thoughts behind it, let me know down in the comments as well, and I can certainly do that for you guys. I used to do haul videos quite often. I just haven't bought anything in such a long time. But anyway, I'm excited about these new products. I can't wait for them to arrive. All right, I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock, and we're going to start laying out this card idea. All right, I always start with a blank piece of cardstock that is the same size as a standard A2 size card. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. No matter which way you turn it, it's the same size as a standard A2 size card. So I just start on a blank sheet of paper so that I can kind of figure out what I want to do. So I'm going to sit down so I can get to everything a little bit more easy. So we could do a landscape card going in the horizontal orientation, or we could do a portrait style card and just have, you know, this die, or the stamp, I mean, go off the edges, and we can trim off any excess when we die cut it. So I'm not sure which way I want to go. I think I typically prefer the vertical, but it could go either way, honestly. We'll just start laying things out and see how it goes. So I think I definitely want to use the hammerhead. He's kind of my favorite in this stamp set. I think he's really, really cute. So let's go ahead and grab him right off the bat and figure out some kind of placement for him. I think he's going to be the star of the show in this card. So we'll have him somewhere in the general center of the card. Let's see. The little crab is kind of fun. I really love hermit crabs. I think they're so fun. I've never had a pet hermit crab, but I think they are really neat creatures. I'm wondering if I want to move this up a bit and have some sand down below, because then I could have this hermit crab kind of living here in the sand. And there's some other plants as well that I could put, you know, nearby. There's another anemone here. Maybe that could go kind of behind the hermit crab. And let's see, the clownfish are kind of fun. We could have one maybe over here. I think there's 2 clownfish, aren't there? Oh yeah, there's another one. So we could have one maybe down here. The blowfish is also really cute. So maybe something like that. We've got a little smiling starfish, which is super adorable. That could go somewhere down here maybe. There's a crab and a lobster. I don't think I want to use both, but one could be fun. And I do use crabs quite a lot on like under the sea cards, so maybe we'll go with the lobster. Let's see what he looks like down here. Let's move this starfish. Maybe the starfish can go over here somewhere in the corner. We've got a bunch of other plants that we could add. Maybe we'll put this plant there. I know it's probably hard to see on camera what I'm doing when I start layering up these stamp sets, but this is just the way I have to envision the card for myself. It makes a big difference to have everything laid out and just visualize how it's going to come together beforehand. All right, so maybe we'll put the starfish down there. Maybe we'll move the hermit crab in a bit. I don't know. Maybe I don't want him right close to the lobster. What else do we have? There's another plant. Maybe we could have something kind of layered behind this to give it a bit more height. How's that looking? There's another one here too. Should we tuck that in? Maybe not quite as high. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. Okay. Let's leave that for now. We have a few other fish, but they're all big, so I don't think they're gonna fit. But actually we have quite a lot going on here, and we could even move this up a bit further. Maybe something like that. We need to save room for a sentiment, so maybe up here somewhere. I don't know, we'll see when we decide on that. Oh, our clownfish is getting hid under there. Maybe right in here. What do we want for a sentiment? Have a jawsome birthday. Best fishes, you blow me away, you're clawsome. It's your day, make a splash. Maybe have a jawsome birthday. Let's see how that looks. It's not going to fit on one line like this. So we either have to do it in 2 lines or we have to move some stuff around. Let's grab birthday. No, I don't like it in 2 lines. Okay. What if we come over, what if we do it in 3 lines? I like it better in 3 lines than 2. Something like that. Move our blowfish. Have our 2 clownfish. I don't know. I don't really like that either. Let's try it one more time over on this side. We have more fish, of these smaller fish, that are going in this direction toward the right. So they should be, to me, more on the right hand side of the card. That's just the way it makes sense to me. I really don't like to have a fish that's, well, I mean, it could be going off the edge, but for me it just makes more sense to be drawing the focus towards the sentiment, coming in from the sides and not kind of going off the sides in the opposite direction. So maybe something like that could work. No, like that. All right, I do like that, but I feel like it's incomplete, and especially with the birthday sentiment, I wonder if there's any birthday images that I could add, like little gifts or a party hat or anything like that. So there's nothing in this stamp set, but I think I'm going to take a flip through the rest of my Sunny Studio stamps and see if there are some birthday images that maybe we could tuck into the scene to just make it a little bit more whimsical and festive. So I'll be right back. Alright, so the only stamp set that I could find that had some kind of party imagery was the Party Pops. So this one has some hats. We can try those. It has a cupcake. The present is shaped like a ball, so I don't know if it makes sense to have that underwater or, you know, with fish. I wish I had like a square gift, but I really don't have one. And I don't know, I don't really like to mix stamp sets that much. I mean, not stamp sets. I love to mix stamp sets. I don't like to mix stamp companies that much, just because I feel like the line work can be different, you know, the thickness and thinness of the different lines. Every illustrator is a little bit different, and I don't know, I just prefer to use one company of images at a time. I don't mind using other companies' dies and stuff like that, but as far as the images, I prefer usually to to just use one company at a time. Okay, I'm wondering if, I think it might be too much to have hats on everybody. So what if we only put it on the shark? I think that could be fun. Maybe it's his birthday in this little scene. Yeah, I think if I put him on everybody, it might be too much. We can try it, but also I don't know if they're going to be sized right for everybody. Yeah, see, like this covers half of the fish's body. I mean, it could maybe work for the blowfish. But then why would it be on some and not on others? I don't know. It's not going to work for the lobster at all because he's got his little antenna sticking up, and then you wouldn't see those. So I don't know. I mean, it could work for the blowfish. But then I would need, you know, I don't like to do two of anything that it needs to be an odd number. So then it would have to be like the hermit crab. But once again, the hat is like covering half of his shell, so I don't know if it really looks right. I don't know. I think I preferred it with just, I don't know, just the shark. I can always stamp them out, and then if I don't use them, it's not a big deal. So I'll think about it, but right now I want to visualize it with the, I want to try the cupcake next. Let's see if we can put that somewhere. Maybe down in the sand. Maybe somewhere near the hermit crab. So we have a cupcake. And then we could try the little ball. I don't know. I don't know what else it would be like a ball shape that could be under the water for a gift for a shark. I don't know about that, but I feel like if I'm gonna do the birthday imagery, I at least need to have 3 things to tie it together. Just the 2 seems too random. I can't do the cake because it's wrapped with bones, and I feel like that just wouldn't really fit. Although maybe it fits for a shark. And I can't do the balloon because the balloon is shaped like a dog, so that wouldn't make sense either. Let me look through my stamp sets one more time. Maybe I missed something. I'll be right back. Okay, the only thing that I found was this little envelope from the snail mail mini set, but that could be a birthday card, so maybe that'll work. Let me take that out and see if I can. Maybe we could have the lobster holding the, since he's got his claws up, we could have him holding the letter. And then the hermit crab has the cupcake, or should we reverse it because these are already big, so maybe he should be holding up the cupcake. That's actually kind of cute. And the hermit crab has the card. I think I like that better. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my phone and I'll snap a photo. Let me get over that. So there we go, we've got that, so I know where everything goes back when I put it back together. But I think that I will stamp out a couple extra party hats just in case. As I'm putting the card together, I'd rather have them and not use them than have to stop in the middle of the video and go back and color them if I feel like I needed them. So let's go ahead and start stamping all this stuff out. I'm gonna grab my Misty. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this large coral image. Is this gonna even fit on here, or am I gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to shift my paper a little bit, and it's probably gonna go off the edges, but that's fine because then we can just line it back up Where does the die go to? Does the die go right to the bottom? Oh, oh, the die is only, okay. So the die is only the top edge for this coral piece. So I actually need to stamp it in the direction that it's going to be on the card and leave the bottom how I wanted it. So I have to figure out kind of where that was. Let me go back to my photo. Okay. I think that was about right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that out. And I'll do that off camera because I don't know if that's boring for you guys or not. I'll just go ahead and do that off camera and then I'll be back and I'll talk you through the rest. Okay, so I've got my coral background stamped. And actually, since everything above this is going to be cut away, I'm wondering if I can just stamp the rest of these on this piece so I don't have to waste anything. Let me see. I don't know if there'll be room for everything though. Maybe not. I'll just give it a try. Fit the smaller things in the empty spaces, but also maintaining a bit of room around things. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. I could still have a whole bunch left, so. Okay, we'll just leave this one on a separate panel. And then I have to grab another piece of cardstock and we'll move everything over. So we'll have our lobster and our shark, blowfish, plants, and the anemone. We have our hermit crab. Maybe we'll put him there. And we have a starfish. Make sure he's facing up so his smile is going the right way. And then another starfish. And then we can start filling in with the cupcake and the birthday card and a party hat. And then where is that stamp set with the rest of the party hats? There's another one. Just a little hair stuck on that. And there is one more. So 4 in total. I really don't think I'll use all 4. And I might end up only using the 1, but we'll see. Better to have it and not use it, like I said. Okay, I'm gonna stamp these out and then I'll be back to talk you through the next part. Okay, and there we have all of our images stamped out. I stamped everything out twice, as I always do, just to make sure that the black line is nice and dark. That's just how I like it. And then we have our coral piece here. So we've got all of that ready to go. I'm going to clean off these stamps, and then I think I'm going to choose a color palette with you guys. I don't think I've ever done that with you guys when I'm not using pattern paper, which I don't think I will use for this card just because it seems like a full scene type of card. So yeah, let's go ahead and choose a color palette next. I'll show you how I do that. So give me a sec to clean this up and then I'll do that with you guys. Okay, so the first thing to take into consideration as far as the color palette is going to be the background, because depending on what you're doing in the background, sometimes the color palette is partially dictated for you. If you're doing an outdoor scene and there is grass involved, you are going to need some kind of green. You're going to probably need some kind of a blue for sky, unless you're going to go with like a sunset or sunrise. Sometimes you can play with some different colors that work great as well. It's fun to go outside the box, but in general, you know, if it's under the sea, you're going to need browns for sand and you're going to need blues for the ocean. I mean, again, there are times when you can mix it up, but that is the general consensus. So my favorite colors for underwater scenes or beachy scenes are antique linen and gathered twigs for sand. I use these quite a lot for summer cards. And then my favorite 3 shades for the ocean are Salvage Patina, Peacock Feathers, and Uncharted Mariner. Sometimes I'll use the Salvage Patina for just the sky and then just these 2 for the sea. It just depends on the card and what I want to go with and how much of it is going to show. So for example, here are a bunch of summer cards that I've already made this season. There's been others as well, but these ones are using these exact Distress Oxide ink colors. So we have this one here with Hello Summer. I use those shades for the sand and down at the bottom for the ocean. I also use them on this card here with the sand and the sea, and then the Salvage Patina was in the sky. I did it on this card. I just did it in reverse. So this time I had the dark at the top and I kind of faded toward the bottom. So you can see that in the background. Here's a card for Lawn Fawn that's coming up where I use those same colors for the little sandbars and my ocean. And also this card here, I also did the same thing. This one was kind of like a recreation of this card. This card I had made late at night for that Hello Bluebird July kit. And then I wanted to recreate it for a video, but I didn't want to make the same card again. So I did some things in a similar way, but other things I kind of mixed up as far as the imagery. I did the same Hawaiian shirt so that I could show you guys how I did that, but same palm trees, but different colors. Same Distress Oxide ink shades though. So there's just some examples of different cards that you can make all using the same color palette for the background. So obviously you can still mix and match your color palette from the background, but it has to be able to go well with the brown and the blue. So whether that is warm tones, whether that is pink tones, whether it is really bright and festive tones, it doesn't matter, but it just has to be able to blend well with those background shades. So hopefully that made sense by showing you those examples. So next I'm going to go ahead and grab my phone and show you how I come up with a color palette. So if I am using pattern paper on a card, I will go straight to the pattern paper for my color palette. So I will take a look. I usually find a pattern that has all of the colors I want to incorporate into it, and I will tuck that under my cardstock panel so I have it as a reference. And then I will always have my Copic color chart off to the side, and I will use that to kind of match up the colors and see which shades I want to use that are going to blend the best. But if I'm not using pattern paper like this card today that we're planning out, then what I do is I go on Pinterest. So on my Pinterest board, I always have a color combo inspiration. And I will just click on that to open it, and then you can see I can scroll down and look through all of the different combos that I have saved and choose something from there. And if I am not finding what I'm looking for, if I want something different, then I will just go to the search at the top and I'll type in like tropical color palette. And then I'll just scroll through whatever comes up and see if there is something that I like. This one I think could be kind of interesting. I like the hot pinks and the orange in there with the turquoise. I think that could work really well. Although being that a shark is kind of the star of the scene, I don't know if I want to go quite that bold. Maybe I want to incorporate some more masculine tones as well. So I can just keep scrolling until I find what I'm looking for. And if I'm not seeing that, then I can just be a little bit more specific. So maybe I want to have gray in there for the shark. So I'll add that. And I'll see what comes up. So we could do something like that with the hot pink and the turquoise and some peach tones and greens. That could work. We have a lot of coral though, so there's another one that we could use. And I'll just scroll through until I find something that is really catching my eye. And I usually try to pick something that is more of a limited color palette, so something that has between, I would say, maybe 5 and 8 colors. I don't want to go something too crazy. This one could be, that would be like the most that I would do. So I guess it's 10 there. That one could be interesting, but I like that it's a bit more of a masculine color palette. It doesn't have the hot pink. It does have some pinks though, and it's got some reds. Maybe we'll go with this one. I think that one could be really interesting. It's not at all what I was thinking of, but I think it could be good. Okay, so we've got our color palette. So the last thing to do would be to choose a card base color. And usually when I'm making a tropical card or a beachy theme card, I will go with like some shade of aqua. I'm looking through the card bases that I already have like pre-cut. Whenever I cut one out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, it makes 2, so I score and fold the second one and I just keep them on hand so it's easy to grab. We need something that has a top fold. Could almost do that one. That kind of matches in with that. I would have to do an insert because it is quite a dark color. Or we could go a little bit lighter. Maybe we'll go with that one just because this one is quite dark. I think that would be good. Or the other option would be to go super light with that one, which we could do as well. That one kind of goes well with this aqua blue in there. Or I could make a new one. It actually kind of looks like Lawn Fawn mermaid cardstock. It's almost like a straight up match for that. I don't know, I like the darker one though. I like the darker one. Maybe we'll stick with that. That one also ties in well, I think, with the blues and the greens, and also the Peacock Feathers Distress Oxide ink that we'll be using. And this is Lawn Fawn Peacock cardstock. Okay, so that is everything. I'm going to go ahead and pull out what we've got. We've got our background and our images. We've got our card base. We've got all of our stamp sets ready to go. And I don't think I'm going to be using any other dies other than just the die that goes with the background coral image and our fish, because we're just going to make a full page card. So we've got all of that, and we have our color palette. So I feel pretty good about this card. This might be one of my last summer cards, if not the last, because now that we are in August, you know, everything is kind of shifting towards fall. I'm so not ready for that yet, but I do love the fall. My birthday is in the fall. We usually do a trip in the fall because our anniversary is in the fall, which we're doing this year, but where I live, the fall is so short that it just signals, for me, it signals the beginning of winter, which I do not like. That winter is my very least favorite season by a long shot. So, although I do love making Christmas cards, but it's just too long here. But anyway, there we go. We have everything picked out, and I'm really pleased. And I'll be excited to create this card with you guys on Friday. So come back for that, and thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if there's anything that you would like to see, if you would like me to do a card using that other stamp set, the Savannah Safari, and if you'd like to see the new products that I picked up, let me know that as well. And yeah, I'll see you soon in another video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.